Beaten up, chained to a wall for a day, and forced to tell her family she was leaving them. That's just part of what a Homedale woman says she experienced after she was kidnapped and tortured. In December, we reported on that kidnapping, which is still making its way through the court system. KTVB's Misty England sat down with the victim for an exclusive interview about what she says happened.
Melissa never thought she'd be sitting here, talking about Chancey Baker, who she'd known for years. They'd even gone to school together.
It wasn't only him. It was like his family. We were all close. His mom and dad. I never called them Annie and Doug. They were mom and dad. We did holidays together. We did barbecues together.
But Melissa says things started getting uncomfortable around Chancey for her and her kids, so she told her husband they needed to move. But she says Chancey wasn't going to let that happen. It was December 14th, 2018. Melissa was home when she heard a knock at the door.
It was like 11:30 at night. I didn't answer the door.
There was a second knock.
And my door flew open, and he had his head down, but I saw that it was him, and he came rushing in and like jabbed something into my side. Well, he had tased me.
Melissa fought back.
He pulled me by my sweatshirt out into the yard and started beating the crap out of me with a pipe and trying to put duct tape around my head, my mouth.
Melissa says she kept fighting, and that's when Chancey called Michael Christensen, a man he had served time in prison with. Next thing Melissa remembers is waking up in a barn.
It was awful. I kind of came to on a chair, and I had tape everywhere. My hands and feet were tied together. He had a rope around my neck. He would pull on them so that it would choke me.
Police reports show Chancey would later chain one of Melissa's ankles to a wall of the barn. Melissa says he took her car and her phone and made it seem like she'd left her family, even forcing her to call them and say she was okay. This went on for 8 days until Melissa found a drill bit hidden in an old desk in the barn and used it on the chain's padlock.
And I just started drilling the piece out where the key goes by hand, just drilling it. So I just had to keep telling myself that, like, you have to get out of here. I had almost given up. I had drilled that lock out for so long. It was like 6 hours.
Eventually, the lock snapped.
And I grabbed the rest of the chain that was attached to my leg. And I ran.
She knocked on doors until someone answered and she called police. But even being back home,
the nightmare is still not over for you.
It's not. It's not over. It's still going every day.
In Boise, Misty England, Idaho's News Channel 7.
As if the story couldn't get any worse, Melissa and her husband say they later found out that during the same time, Chancey had also sexually abused their 10-year-old son. Right now, Melissa's 3 children are in custody of Child Protective Services. She and her husband are raising money for lawyers' fees to try to get them back.